As a Japanese housewife living in the US, I want to look at the counterfacts of socialization from unique perspectives.
Have you ever heard the phrase zero tolerance? It sounds tough, right? Like a no-nonsense, straightforward way to deal with problems. In schools, zero-tolerance policies were introduced with the best intentions to create a safe and orderly learning environment for everyone. The idea was simple. Certain behaviors, no matter how minor, would have automatic, severe consequences. No excuses, no second chances. Things like bringing weapons to school, fighting, or using drugs would lead to immediate suspension or even expulsion. On paper, it sounds like a perfect solution to keep schools safe. But what happens when we apply such a rigid system to the messy, complicated world of human behavior, especially with kids and teenagers? That's where we run into something called the zero-tolerance discipline paradox. The paradox is this: policies designed to make schools safer and more disciplined can actually have the opposite effect. They can make schools less safe, disrupt learning, and push students, especially those from vulnerable backgrounds, out of the classroom and into a much more dangerous path. It's a classic case of the road to hell being paved with good intentions. So, how does this happen? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about fairness and context. Zero tolerance removes the ability for teachers and principals to use their judgment. A kid who brings a plastic butter knife for their lunch could face the same punishment as someone who brings a real weapon. A student who gets into a shoving match to defend a friend from a bully might be treated the same as the bully themselves. Real-life situations are rarely black and white, but zero tolerance forces us to treat them as if they are. This lack of nuance can lead to punishments that are wildly out of proportion to the actual offense. It teaches students that the system is arbitrary and unfair, which can breed resentment and distrust rather than respect for the rules. Think about it from a student's perspective. If you make a mistake, a genuine, honest-to-goodness mistake, and the system punishes you as if you're a hardened criminal, what lesson do you learn? You don't learn that your behavior was wrong. You learn that the adults in charge don't care about your side of the story. You learn that the system is not there to help you, but to punish you. This can be incredibly damaging to a young person's development and their relationship with authority and education. Next, there's the issue of the school-to-prison pipeline. This is a really serious concept. When students are suspended or expelled, they're not in school. They're often unsupervised, falling behind in their studies and feeling disconnected from their community. This makes them much more likely to get into actual trouble outside of school. Studies have shown a strong link between school suspensions and involvement with the juvenile justice system. Essentially, by pushing kids out of the school doors for minor infractions, we might be inadvertently pushing them towards the courthouse doors. The very policies meant to keep schools safe can end up feeding a cycle of punishment that follows a young person for the rest of their life. And who is most affected by these policies? Overwhelmingly, research shows that students of color, students with disabilities, and those from low-income families are disproportionately punished under zero-tolerance rules. A black student might receive a suspension for the same behavior that a white student only gets a warning for. A student with a behavioral disorder whose actions are a symptom of their disability might be expelled instead of receiving the support and resources they desperately need. This isn't just unfair, it deepens existing inequalities in our society. It turns schools, which should be places of opportunity for all, into another barrier for already marginalized students. Furthermore, these policies can create a climate of fear, not safety. When students and even teachers are afraid of the severe consequences of minor missteps, it stifles communication. A student who sees another student with a weapon might be too scared to report it, fearing they could somehow get in trouble themselves. A teacher might hesitate to intervene in a minor conflict, worried that reporting it will automatically trigger a life-altering punishment for a student they know just made a bad choice. This breakdown in trust and communication makes it harder to identify and address real threats, which paradoxically makes the school environment less safe for everyone. So, if zero tolerance isn't the answer, what is? The good news is that there are much better, more effective alternatives. The key is to shift from a purely punitive model to a restorative one. This brings us to the concept of restorative justice. Instead of just asking what rule was broken and what is the punishment, restorative practices ask who was harmed and what needs to be done to repair that harm. It's about accountability, but it's also about healing and learning. Restorative approaches involve things like mediation, peer courts, and community circles where everyone involved in an incident, the person who caused harm, the person who was harmed, and other members of the community can come together to talk about what happened. It gives the student who made a mistake a chance to understand the impact of their actions and to take responsibility for making things right. It gives the person who was harmed a voice and a role in the resolution. This process builds empathy, teaches conflict resolution skills, and helps to repair relationships rather than just breaking them. Another powerful alternative is focusing on social and emotional learning, or SEL. This means proactively teaching students skills like self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills. When students have these tools, they are better equipped to handle their emotions, resolve conflicts peacefully, and make positive choices. It's like teaching a kid how to swim instead of just punishing them every time they fall in the water. By investing in these skills upfront, we can prevent many behavioral problems from ever happening in the first place. Many schools that have moved away from zero tolerance and embraced these more holistic approaches have seen incredible results. They report fewer suspensions and expulsions, improved academic outcomes, and a stronger, more positive school climate. Students feel more connected to their school, and teachers feel more empowered to handle discipline in a way that is both firm and fair. The zero-tolerance discipline paradox teaches us a critical lesson. When it comes to human beings, especially developing ones, simple, rigid solutions rarely work. Punishing bad behavior is necessary, but it's not enough. We also have to teach good behavior. We have to understand the root causes of problems, not just react to the symptoms. We need to build systems that are based on understanding, empathy, and a commitment to helping every child succeed, not just punishing them when they fail. By moving beyond the flawed logic of zero tolerance, we can create schools that are not only safer, but also more just, more supportive, and more effective places of learning for all students. Thanks so much for watching. What are your thoughts on school discipline? Have you seen these policies in action? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that makes you think. See you in the next one.